Okay, so we have a client that has this website, and the hosting company gave us an admin login, but we can't do anything with the plugins because it'll pop up this connection information, especially when we try to add the WPEngine plugin. It will allow us to add it here, but then it'll say FTP connection. So what they did was they gave us the actual files right here. So here's the backup of the website. The database is inside. So we downloaded that and have that on our computer. So here's the zip file that's unpacked. So here's the whole WordPress install, and there's the database file. Okay, we're really only worried about the WP content folder because that's where all the plugins, themes, images, uploads, all that stuff is in here. All these other folders are WordPress related. All these files are WordPress related too. If you see something that does not look like sitemap or WP activate or WP dash something, it may be a specific file that they're using in some kind of fashion, but typically you don't see that. So what we are going to be concerned about is the WP content folder and the DB backup. So what we do is we go into the WPEngine. So instead of migrating, because we can't use the plugin, we go into the SFTP users and we create a user here. So we're just going to create, I'm just going to do developer 2. This one's going to be let me in. So you just create a password. Actually, I'm going to put 2 exclamations so it doesn't flag me. So this whole thing is going to be your username. So when we add that, I'm just going to note that down on a document on the other side. Username's already taken. Let's add it too. Weak password. Let's add some more. Either commonly. Let's just do. Make something crazy. Okay, so figure out the password until it lets you create it. So that's our crazy password. And this developer 2, we're gonna copy that username is what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna paste that over here. Well, it's not letting me. So alpha omega plum dash developer 2. Okay, so I've got that written down. Alpha omega plum dash developer 2. Okay, so we have that with the password, and then the other 2 things that you'll need is this. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to pull up our, I use FileZilla, but we're going to use our FTP connection tool. We're going to add a new site. This is going to be SFTP, and then we are going to grab the host, and we're going to simply add these 2222, and then here is the username and password that we just created. And then after we plug this in, we just hit connect, and it's going to say, do you trust this? And you say, yes, I always trust this. So it's going to pop up with all the files that is loading for WordPress. Okay, you'll see it looks very, very, very similar to these files that we have here. Okay, so you'll see a lot of the same files. The only thing we need to do is actually drag the WP content folder, because that's where all the content lives, and we're just going to drag it over here. And I'm going to do always overwrite, hit OK. Now you'll see the files that are uploading to the server. Okay, so there's 4,000 of them. So while that is uploading, you can actually come back over here, and we're going to go into PHP My Admin. Okay, so we're going to click on PHP My Admin. Now make sure that you are in the right install. Okay, you've got production, you've got staging, you may have development, so make sure you're on the right install when you're clicking this button. So we are on the right install. So I'm going to click that and come over to the database. And so here is what's loading right now. So if we went to this site, it may show some of the files that were actually uploaded. Okay, it doesn't. So it's the default. This is loading from the database. Okay, so all these entries here are loading that website. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the database, not the snapshot. So this is the one that's loading. And we are going to check all, and we're going to drop the database tables. Okay. So what that's doing is that's basically creating an empty database. Now, why are we doing it this way? Because the connection is already made on the server. So if we come back to file, this WP config file right here has all the database connection information. So this config file is looking to this database table for all these tables down here. So we don't have to sync up the password and the database name and all that. It just makes it a little bit easier. So if we go back to the site, it'll basically be it'll be default, but because only is cached. So we come in here, and now what we're going to do is import, and then we're going to choose that file. Now I'm going to cross my fingers that this is exported properly, and I'm just going to try to upload it. We can always come back and drop the tables later. Sometimes it will be formatted with like a weird format. Okay, so it says it imported successfully. That's a good sign. Let's see. So yeah, go wildfire. Admin email. I'm just gonna update this while I'm in here. We're just gonna do Charlotte. Actually, we'll do plumber marketing firm. Plumber marketing firm. Now this is changing settings in the WordPress backend. So now we've got the database uploaded. So we got all the tables here. They're still connected, and this is still uploading. So once this is done, I'll start the video back and show you what to do next. Okay, so once it gets completely uploaded, you'll see that all of this, all these files are done. The queued files are done, and the successful transfers are there. Failed transfers, I don't really pay attention to that, but typically they don't fail with WPEngine. So we got the database in there. We got this WP content folder. So now the database is referencing the WP content folder for all the files. And now when we go, let's clear the cache first. We're going to come in here and clear all the cache. And once that is done, we should be able to come here to the site. Okay, there's been a critical error on the website. That's completely fine. It's probably a caching thing. So what I'm going to do to troubleshoot this is I'm going to come into the content folder, and I'm going to delete any kind of caching plugins. And here's the W3 total cache. Now you have to wait until this process finishes, and depending on your upload and download speed, this could take a while to be able to upload these files. So that's another thing to note. This is maybe something you either want to do at the beginning of the day. What I mean by uploading it, start at the beginning of the day, and maybe let it run while you're working on other things. Okay, so these are WPEngine cache. The MU plugins, these are WPEngine, so don't touch those. I don't know what upgrade is, but these are blank. These are uncommon. So I'm going to actually delete these. And then I'm going to come back here, refresh it. Okay, so there's been a critical error. Typically how you troubleshoot this, if you don't want to contact support, because this is actually an easy way to do it. I just come in here and type support and then work with them. You'll have this PIN number in the bottom. You'll come in here, say type support again for a human. So I'm going to type support. So anytime you have a run into a hiccup, it will actually, they'll basically fix it for you. Now if there is an error like this that you can't get past, you can come here to support. Now if you're trying to fix it by yourself, what you can do, and they're going to come on and ask me in a second, what you can do is actually see if there's some caching plugins. See, there's W3 Total Cache. We don't need that because we're on WPEngine. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to chat with support once they connect, and I will let them know the problem. So I'll reconnect in a second. Sometimes there's actually a really long queue position. This one's actually only 3. But what you can do if you want to troubleshoot it yourself is come in here, and if you just single click and then click again, and you put a period at the beginning of the folder, this basically will disable the plugins. Okay, so you could do this. Astra is a theme plugin, so I'm actually going to start with some of these weird files. Classic editor, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So something in here is causing an issue. Those are okay. That shouldn't be. The lazy load, maybe. Anything with lazy loading or ultimate, cache. WordPress SEO, WP customers, super minify. Okay, that may be causing an issue. This, we can delete the site migration. Okay, so now that we've put a period in front of these, those are all disabled. We may be able to come back here. Okay, so one of those plugins, actually, see how it's loading Alpha Omega Drain? So that's not the one we're wanting to load. We want it to load this. So let me show you what's going on here. We're actually going to kill live chat because that fixed it. So it's redirecting right now to the home page of the original website. So what we need to do is open the database, phpMyAdmin, where we uploaded those files. And if you come into WP options, it redirects to this main site. So what I did was I copy and pasted the WPEngine. Oops. Okay, so I left out the HTTPS. So that would actually break the website. So it needs to be the same as what was there. And so that is the site URL. So we're going to copy that. We're going to scroll down and find the home URL right here, home. Now, if it's coming from another server, then home may be down here on like line 30 or something. If WPEngine creates the database, it will be up here at the top. It'll be site URL and home is number 2. So they'll just be right here. So now that we did that, we may be able to come click this. Okay, something is redirecting still. Let me clear the cache. So this is why we like using the WP automated plugin. Let me come back here and click this again. Okay, it's still redirecting. It might be happening in the domains area. No. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll jump in here to support again, and if I can't troubleshoot it that way, I'll just jump in here and say, hey, help me out. And I'll just tell them it's not, I just uploaded all the files, got the database connected, and it's not loading properly on the WPEngine domain. So Once we get connected here, I will unpause the video and resume again. Okay, so chat is now connected, so I'm going to say, hey, I just uploaded files, server, and imported the database, everything said success. When I loaded, it said critical error on site. I updated the home and site URL database entries with the WPEngine. The site is not loading for some reason. Can you please help me figure this out? Alright, so you basically give them all the information. Say, hey, this is what I did. We uploaded the files, we uploaded the database, we changed this. Tell them what's wrong, and then say the site's not loading for some reason. Can you please help me figure this out? And they'll say, yeah, sure, 1 second. So he'll say, yep, looking into this, or something like that. Or he may ask me for the pin again or something. Typically they don't, but I'm going to wait for his response and then I'll pause the video. But typically what you can do is tell them what's wrong. Say, hey, can you please go fix this? I've even said, I have to go to a meeting. Can you go fix this website? And they'll be fixing it while I'm in the, okay. You have permission to do whatever you need to get the site up. I'm not sure. Another web host gave us the files. Okay, so they're saying, hey, do we need to downgrade it? And I'm just saying, do whatever you need to do to get the site up. You have permission to disable plugins, whatever. So, we do need to tell them that we disabled several plugins. Okay, so now I'm going to pause this and I'll come back when they fix it. Okay, so what's happening is this is the version that's up. So I took this and I'm loading what WordPress theme is that. And I'm going to go here, type this in. And then it is going to tell me BizIQ Omega. Okay, so then I come back over here and look in the WP admin for the website, which there's a critical error because I put the plugins, I took the period off the plugins, so there's a critical error. But anyway, the website that's loading looks like this, okay, which is not this. And this version is the BizIQ Omega theme, which is not in the theme folder. Okay. So what happened was, in this theme folder, the only one in here is the Alaska. I don't know how you say that. This is the theme that's in there and not the theme that is loading on the main site. Okay, so what happened was they either gave us the wrong files to upload, and so we're gonna have to reach back out and get the right files with the right theme, or maybe they won't give it and we'll have to redesign it. But for the purpose of this video, we have uploaded the files correctly and tried to troubleshoot it, and I had it resolving as this at one point before I did the plugin. So even the support said what I can confirm is the files that server are a pretty old version and doesn't look anything like the new site. So that has been confirmed, and that's how you upload the files to WPEngine. And so sometimes you run into this and we got to go back to the client and try to get the right files, but that's how you upload and import the database and the files all to WPEngine.